think I'm safe to start. Not 100% sure because dogs never work with children or animals. There she goes. And Toby's on the phone in the other room and he's shouting away. For anybody who's just stumbled across this channel, I'm Gaynor. I always forget to say. And this is my place to chat about anything I fancy. I have 3 boys and we are all getting ready for Christmas. So I thought I would have a little chat, sit down with you guys now and chat about Vlogmas, or my version of Vlogmas. I'm not going to do the same sort of thing that I did last year, and that was a short-ish video each day throughout the month of December. I've done a lot of vlogging this year, haven't I? So I vlogged in February, then I put out a fair few videos in March, then obviously we went into lockdown, so I vlogged every day through lockdown. I vlogged in April, May, June, July and August. My gosh, so what is that? So I vlogged February, let's forget about March, April, May, June, July, August, and then I did Vlogtober, and now I'm about to do Vlogmas. So that is 7 months of daily vlogging, and I just live a very small, ordinary, boring life. I cook the same things, I go to the same places, even fewer places now because we are still in COVID times. So I just Vlogmas this time for me, I'm going to get interrupted any second now. Vlogmas for me this month is going to be little videos and snippets of anything festive, anything I want to remember, just little snippets of life. But maybe some days I'll do a 20-minute video, some days 20-second videos, some days there won't be a video, some days there might be 2. I don't know yet. But there'll be something. There'll be some sort of Vlogmas. And I'm probably going to call it a very cuckoo Christmas. So the purpose of today's little chat with you guys is to just kind of do a little bit of mopping up, to just chat about a few things that I've been knitting or thinking about, a couple of bits that I've been given, purchased, mostly advent calendars. Before Vlogmas itself starts, just so that I kind of feel like I've got a bit of a clean slate. So let's go through my bag. I've got this bulgur basket from one of my most favourite shops in the entire world, run by 2 of my favourite online people, Amalia and James, and it's the Botanical Candle company. I have 2 of their candles lit here because I bloody love them. And they sell all sorts of things, not just candles. So in here, in this basket of loveliness, is a basket of loveliness, is loveliness in a basket. So I'm knitting up some very, very quick socks. Here they are. It's just Regia Schnadelbachen machen, Düfel, Babel, Lügling. Guten Tag, Frauke. Just saying hello to my friend Frauke. Schnarchenmeier by Regia, and it's the Arne and Carlos design line. And this one is called 2460. Doesn't have a name. There, I've just knitted a cuff and a toe and a sock tube, and then I'll add in an afterthought heel. I'm modelling them on these ones, which have been loved and oh, I thought they had an umbrella heel, like an umbrella toe. It's basically just you knit a heel in, you put your needles in, cut your yarn, knit a heel. Kirby Werby, she has got a really good tutorial on an afterthought cut-in heel. So that's what I'll be doing. I feel like I'm rushing through this. Right, you might remember this if you've been here before. Thanks for coming back if you have been here before. Oh, you see, now I like it. I was going to unravel this because it is too big. I suppose I could just sew it down a bit tighter. So I quite like it now. I was going to unravel it. I've got quite a big nugget of the rest of the ball. And I was just going to knit a beanie hat. But now I've put it on like this. I like it. So maybe I'll keep it. Oh, that doesn't look so good. Maybe I'll keep that. Oh, I'm undecided now. Don't know what to do. Because it's too big, it sort of slips down like this all the time, which is no good. And it kind of, I've got a funny shaped head, so it doesn't, I've got quite a flat back of the head. So it doesn't hook under my head and stay covering my ears. It kind of does this sort of thing. It's not a good look. Next thing is this. My gorgeous Whitmoor sweater. I was a test knitter for this Whitmoor sweater for Amy. Lovely Amy. Amy Lowden, that is. Obviously, I'll link everything below. And those candles are clicking. And the clock's ticking. I really hope that that is not being picked up by the phone and is being unbearably annoying, because I'm very intolerant of things like that. I'm very hard to please. Yeah, so this Whitmoor sweater, I knitted it slightly shorter. I think I chatted about this somewhere else. I knitted it slightly shorter than Amy suggested because I wanted to wear it cropped over a couple of specific dresses that I've got. And I knitted it in Amy's yarn, Dandelion and Dogwood, in the colours Latte, which is this one, and in the 4-ply sock, and I think this is Latte in the Suri Alpaca, and you hold them together. The pattern comes with an option of 2 different sleeves, either a tapered fitted sleeve or the bishop sleeves, where you just knit down straight and then it's poofy and pulled in, cinched in by some ribbing on the wrist. I decided that I wasn't going to do the ribbing on the wrist. I wanted these to sort of flop about, a bit like wizard sleeves. And much as I really like how it looks, because I do love a bit of a sleevey wonder, it's not the kind of jumper that is easy to wear when you're flapping around at home. So I have made the decision, and I can always go back on this, to unravel the bind off and then continue knitting the pattern as Amy suggests. So I think what I'm going to have to do is do some decreases and then do a rib for about this much, and that will just cinch it in and make the sleeves billow out. So although I'll still have the volume of the sleeves, they won't be sort of flapping, because these, they get caught on doorknobs and all sorts, and it's just not the most easy to wear. When you're a mum and a pet mum and you're taking care of a substantial size house and garden and cooking from scratch most of the time, because, you know, I don't go out to work. My life and my home and my family is my life. So I approach it like a dedicated work colleague. So yeah, this jumper is not working for my life, my lifestyle, and it needs to, because I adored knitting it and I love how it looks. The yarn is just beautiful. So that's getting dealt with. Once I have done that, I will be allowed to start playing with, or be allowed to, arc at me. I can do anything I want. It's just that I would prefer to not have a cluttered to-do list or a wish to-do list. I just would prefer to have it a bit more streamlined, especially this time of year where I'm the kind of person who can get very, oh, I really slurred that. I'm the type of person who can get very overstimulated. I have that kind of character where when I'm with people, I am very fireworky, very larger than life and a bit of an entertainer and find the funny, and I really tire myself out. And this time of year, even though it's going to be quite different to everything I'm used to around Christmas time, there's a lot of additional visually stimulating things. As you drive around, people are decorating their houses. We're going to be decorating our house. There's music playing, there's excitement in the air, there's more food and drink than you can throw a muddy stick at, and it just, my brain starts to get really jangly. So if I can keep my to-do list streamlined at this time of year, that just means I can enjoy the jingle jangle, if you will. So once I've done those little bits and bobs, I'm going to be, what's that? Oh, bit of brown paper. I've been wrapping presents. I have got 4 skeins of this beautiful yarn. I think it's natural yak, baby yak from Lay Family Yarn. What have I done with my ball band? That was in here a minute ago. I know it was. What have I done with it? Oh, bumpers. Well, I've obviously picked it up, had a butcher's at it, and then I've just put it down and I don't know where I've put it. This is their yak, silky yak, and it is destined to be an Aldous sweater. So I've got 4 of these. Oh, it's really lovely. So I'm going to knit the Aldous sweater, and I'm going to do it again slightly cropped, because I'd like to wear it with my dresses. I'd like to wear it with my full skirts, with without the sweater hugging my hips. I want it to sort of flap about a bit. So if it can land roughly where just below my natural waist, I think that'll work. And it also means I can wear it with a top underneath a pair of jeans. No, I don't mean a top underneath a pair of jeans. That would be weird. I mean, I could wear it with jeans and a top. So the top would be underneath the Aldous sweater. Oh, shut up. Blinking shambles. I try so hard to be professional. Oh, what a wally. Never mind. Anyway, those are, oh, dog's barking. Those are my immediate future knitting plans. Obviously, terms and conditions state that things can change at a moment's notice, because I can do what I want. Right. Oh, how lush. Look at that. I can hear angels. Hi, Bun. Bunny's back in now. So let me check my list. So I've told you about my Whitmoor plans, told you about the socks, told you about the headband. Now I'm going to tell you about what I'm wearing. I'm wearing, I can't say it very well because I'm not Danish. It's the Bregner sweater. I'm not going to be able to show you it very well either. Which is by Lurka from Fibre Tales podcast. And I've knitted it in this baby silk alpaca, which is discontinued yarn in the Aran weight by Debbie Bliss. I've had it for such a long time, and it was supposed to be kind of a funny wrap cardigan, and I didn't knit it. And after about a year of owning the yarn and the pattern, I decided I didn't like the pattern anymore. So then I found another pattern, which was more of a waterfall cardigan, and I started knitting that, but I was not enjoying knitting it. I was knitting it on straight carbons, and I wasn't feeling it. So I put that away. I retired it for a bit. And then when I saw this pattern that Lurker had published, I absolutely loved it. But I wasn't nervous of this herringbone stitch here, but I was unsure. I was just unsure about it. I hadn't ever knitted something like this. What's going on there? Is that a mistake? No, it's just a bit of a tension issue. So also keeping in mind the fact that I am trying to mindfully use up what I've got, I decided that I would give it a whirl with this alpaca silk. So I did do a gauge swatch. It's in my lovely basket. And it worked out absolutely perfect. And after blocking it, it was perfect. And the yarn just seemed more stable. It was just, I mean, it is pilling now, but it was so fluffy and pilly and just a pain in the bum, really. But doing the gauge swatch was a really good exercise. It's not something I ordinarily do. I'm a little bit of a renegade. I just plough on. But I did do a gauge swatch this time, and I'm glad I did, because it gave me the confidence to just crack on with the sweater. It's a really easy sweater to knit. It's unisex. She gives you all sorts of different guidance for things like if you would prefer to knit up from your sleeves because you prefer the cast on, then you can do that. She gives you the instructions for doing that, and then you can use your sleeve as a gauge swatch, which I think is a really very sensible idea. But of course it was too sensible for me to do, so I did the thing where you knit I did knit a gauge swatch, as you know, then I knitted the jumper. Keep an eye on the time because I've got to collect Wilf in a minute. Have I said that twice now, or did I go to say it and then got distracted and didn't say it? But it doesn't matter. I've totally lost my train of thought. I knitted the front, then the back, then joined, then knitted the body. Then actually no, I read the pattern wrongly and I was knitting backwards and forwards, so I then ended up having to match stitch the sides, but you're actually meant to knit them around, which would have made things so much easier. And then I knitted the sleeves, and I've worn this so much, hence why I'm gabbling about it now, so that it doesn't matter if it gets even more tatty, because although it has blocked really nicely, and oh, I knew you'd done that, Bun. She climbed on me earlier and caught my thread. It's a bit pilly. It's not too bad. Oh, I knew you'd interrupt me.
What?
Come on.
I don't want to go on there.
You don't have to go on there. Have you trimmed your beard?
No.
You're not on screen. Cookies, give me a kiss. Right, go away because I am podcasting. Sorry about that. Yeah, I love it. I wear it all the time. It's warm. And that was an alarm to remind me to go and pick my son up from school, because I am the kind of person who gets wholly and thoroughly absorbed in a task, and the time I lose track of time. Let's see if I can show you a bit better this top. Oh, I can't. It's very difficult. This isn't working. Oh. Great podcast gainer. Great. The light is terrible. The fake candles are clicking. The alarms are going off because I need to pick my son up from school. The dogs are interrupting me. My husband's interrupting me. I'm now crouching on my chair. I'm going to knit another one of these. Absolutely, definitely. And I've decided I'm going to knit it in Let Lopi. Gorgeous Karen, photo 3p on Instagram, knitted me some wrist warmers, which I've showed on here before, by Woolfolk, I think. And they're in Let Lopi, and I love them dearly, dearly love those. So I invested in, this is my, oh, I love this basket. I made, well, I love what's in it. I quite like the basket too. I made this, it's a rope basket. In here is my stash of Let Lopi that I bought just to get some colours, and I wanted to knit some more of those wrist warmers that Karen has sent to me, gave me, because I think they will make brilliant gifts. Well, I know they will, because I love them. As a gift to me, I just loved them. So, and also they'll make they'll help me improve with colour work, which I'm hopeless at. So I ordered some grey, some navy, some creamy white, and some beige. My friend Franca will laugh at me because she says I'm very predictable with my colour palette, and it's true. Basically, if it's not navy, dark grey, grey, beige, cream or pink, I'm a little bit frightened of it. I've just knitted something in red and gave me backache. I was so tense. It's crazy. So I'm thinking when I knit my next Bregner sweater, it's going to be one of these two colours. Haven't decided yet. Mind you, I think you can get a nice mustard, and I do like mustard. Weirdly, because that is quite a vibrant colour, isn't it? So, yeah, another one of these is on the radar at some point. Oh, I love it. I love my little basket of goodies here. I've got some gorgeous stuff from Caroline, I was about to say. I've got some gorgeous stuff here from Bed of Roses shop. I'm sure you all know Catherine. I try really hard to say her name correctly, but I know I'm murdering it. But Catherine, I think, is how she says it. I've got 3 skeins of this stuff. Ooh. That actually brings me really nicely on to talking about my next raffle. I run raffles for as a fundraising exercise for my son, my eldest son Bill, for his special needs school. We are trying to buy a minibus because the minibus they have currently is pretty much dilapidated. So this time last year, I told everyone, next year I'm going big and I'm going to do my best to buy a minibus. So I have run a few raffles this year. Now, it's been tricky times because January last year, I felt I couldn't run a raffle because we had so much devastation and urgent fundraising needed for the Australian wildfires. Then we had the coronavirus hit. Then we've had all of the awful fires in America. there was flooding in Indonesia. There's just been so many horrendous things on top of COVID that I just didn't think that I could really run the raffles. I didn't feel morally comfortable doing that. However, I was offered some incredible things that were time sensitive things that had to be raffled. So I just bit the bullet and I thought, I'm not forcing anybody to buy a ticket and join in. I'd love it if people would. I won't know if they will if I don't try. So we went for it. I raffled off 3 advent calendars, well, 4 actually. So Beaches and Birdsong, Cozy Christmas advent calendar, that went in September. That was donated by Gorgeous Josie. Then in October, I raffled 2 Lay Family Yarn advent calendars from Kelly and Nick, Lay Family Yarn. And then in November, I raffled another advent calendar by Jules, So Sweet Violet. And in between that, I raffled off some Highclere Castle tickets that Gorgeous Jane Copeland sent over because COVID had scuppered her travel plans and she couldn't get a refund. She could only get a credit note. So she thought, hey, let's raffle them off. And then the winners can have the tickets for the Highclere Castle. Just got myself really confused saying that. And I can tell I'm getting anxious and overexcited as I talk about these raffles. It really, they pull me out of my comfort zone enormously. I cannot bear asking for help. I cannot bear asking for money. But that is primarily what I've been doing for the last 4 months. I've just had to put myself out there. So I have one more raffle to run this year. And that is some incredible knitters necklaces that are like precious jewellery by Catherine from Bed of Roses. So I'll be kicking that off in the first few days of Vlogmas. So if you'd like to join in, then please do. But please don't feel like you have to. I don't want there to be any pressure whatsoever. And I'll run it all in the usual way, you know, £1 a ticket, PayPal, PayPal, blah, blah, blah. It'll all be above board, kosher. You'll be able to see everything. If anybody ever wants to see my paperwork trail for how I allocate the tickets, just drop me a line, I'll show you that. Or if you want to see the bank statements, the transactions of like the money coming in, going out, if you want to check that out, it's all here. It's in my drawer there. I'll show you it all. It's, you know, and I would not be offended either if somebody did say, can I have a look? Even if it was less to check up on me, but more to say, I want to do similar. Can you show me how it works? I'm so happy to do that. So just let me know, because when I started doing this, I didn't really know what I was doing. And I knew it could work because I'd seen it work elsewhere, but I didn't know how to run it, how to navigate it as such. But I do now. So if anybody else out there just wants a little bit of guidance, and if I can share my experience, I'm really happy to. I've just remembered I have got, Catherine actually sent me, I wish I was Norwegian, sent me some of her knitters necklaces. Oh, look at that. That's Wilf Ted. There's a B in here for Bill somewhere. There's the B. Oh, I don't think it's focusing. And I've got another one. Oh, this would look nice with what I'm wearing today, actually. Oh, they're just so lovely. There's all these semi-precious stones. Oops, low battery. They're just absolutely beautiful. So I've got 6 of these to raffle. I need to think about how I'm going to do it. I think it's going to be one big raffle, and they're all packaged so beautifully. I don't want to spoil the packaging. I know that they're all different, but they're all along the lines of this. So I think I'm just going to raffle 6, all 6 of them, and then 6 winners will just get whichever parcel I pull out. Yeah, I'm so lucky that she gave me 2 to keep, because it would be really hard to part with all those beautiful goodies otherwise. Tomorrow is the 1st of December, and traditionally in this house, our Christmas elf, Christmas Jeff, brings the advent calendars and brings silly string. But because we're a man down, Teddy is at school this week, it doesn't seem right that Christmas Jeff should bring silly string. So Christmas Jeff has nothing to do with advents this year. I'm just going to put the advents up and fill them up, and then when Teddy's home on Friday evening, Christmas Jeff can appear with some silly string. I've done an advent calendar for Ted to take to school, so he'll have something to open tomorrow, except he'll probably eat everything tonight, but I won't know anything about that. So Ted is now at agricultural school. He's 13 this Christmas, but we have this remarkable school down in Somerset that is for kids that have an enormous interest in farming, in having a vocation in farming. And our boy lives and breathes farming. So we thought we'd look into this school for him, and it's all worked out wonderfully, and he's having the time of his life. The only downfall that I can see is that he has to sleep over on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, and I can't bear it. I see him on Monday morning though, and I see him on Friday afternoon. So it's only Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday that I don't see him, and when we're not in a lockdown, I usually go down one night a week and take him out for tea. He's only been there about a month. So when I say I usually go down, I've done it twice. Yeah, just twice. But he's loving it. He's absolutely loving it. And yeah, he's flying. So he's got his advent calendar to open when he's at school. He'll also have advent calendar here to open when he's at home. Yeah, and Christmas Jeff is going to have nothing to do with it. That's going to be weird. It's going to be really weird. Ooh, I nearly went then. I nearly went without showing you my advents. I didn't get a yarn advent because I'm funny about colour. I just know that as much as I would enjoy opening the little minis every day, I would be bewildered and overwhelmed and wouldn't know what to do with them. So I decided to not go for any advents. And also I'm trying to be really mindful about what I bring into the home, and therefore, although you can trust some advents because you just know the person's got such impeccable taste, I just feel at this time in my decluttering, it's not a good idea to bring in things that I don't necessarily really need. So I got myself, from my friend Lisa, who is a chocolatier, a bespoke handmade, I say bespoke, it's not, she didn't make this specifically for me, but she's done a limited number. She might still have some. advent calendar with lots of gorgeous handmade chocolates in here. Oh, I was about to open one to show you, but I'm not going to show you. So I've got one. I've got that. I'm really looking forward to that because Lisa's chocolates are divine. Lisa used to run a catering company called Hedgehog Pie, and she used to cater for the House of Lords. She's that good, so you can imagine what her chocolates are like. Then my lovely friend Franca gave me the Fortnum and Mason Chocolate Lovers Advent Calendar again this year. She gave me it last year too. It's got milk chocolate marked with champagne truffles in here, amongst other things. And I've got to say, Fortnum and Mason champagne truffles, they are my new favourite truffles. It used to be Charbonnel and Walker, and now it's Fortnum and Mason. And the reason why is because they are strong and I like my booze. Then my friend Julie has done me a 12-day advent calendar. Oh my gosh. Sounds like a teapot. So that's day 12, and the other 11 days are in here. Blooming excited. Wet myself, slap my thigh excited. But this one here in this postal box was very unexpected. I had an email. It's not even a message on what was it? I'm sure it was an email. It was an email. So it wasn't even a DM or anything. It was a proper email. And it said, my sister and I have decided that we're sending you an advent calendar. And it was from Echo and Loma, Roggenkamp. Am I saying that right? Yeah, Roggenkamp. And they literally just said, well, we're doing these advent calendars and we've decided that you're having one, and somebody else that they follow was having one as well. Can we have your address? I was like, oh, okay then. Lovely, thank you. So I sent my address over, and then I completely forgot all about it until the postman came with this. And I opened it up. I was thinking, what is this? And there was a gorgeous, gorgeous fudge. I don't know if I should have just said that. Right, I've just been gabbling on about the fudge that they sent and explained what its name was, and that's because that's where they live. And then I realised that actually I shouldn't really be talking about where they live in case it's one of these really small places. And you know. Anyway. So in here, so I ate the fudge really quickly without anybody else knowing because I just didn't want to share it, okay? And in here are all these absolutely gorgeous little parcels. And what I understand is that it's fabric for a scrappy quilt. So I'm really excited to open this tomorrow and just see what we've got. Oh, look, Christmas Day bonus. Day 3 bonus. Just so kind and thoughtful. So I thanked the ladies, and it always blows me away that people want to send something as a thank you to me for doing this, and yet I love doing this, and I wish I could send something to all of you who watch and constantly leave me lovely comments, because do you know what? There are a lot of people out there who don't leave lovely comments for people. I've seen them around, and it's not even that they're being trolls, they're just not being lovely. But without fail, you guys are all lovely. Blow my mind. And I feel like it should be me sending you lot thank you gifts, not the other way around. It just blows my mind. I think I've said that 6 times. And now I have to go and pick up my little boy. I'll see you tomorrow for a very cuckoo Christmas. And at present, I have got absolutely no idea what Christmassy endeavour I am going to embark on.